creators? Welcome to Davinci Resolve 20 over 40 in 30 day 11. And I got a hilarious story for you. This is my second time recording this video. The first time we recorded it, I forgot to show the screen share. So the whole time I'm talking, all you see is my melon and nothing else is really happening. So I got to do it all over again, but welcome. Let's dive in. Today, I'm going to show you a little wee something, and it's kind of important, but I think you're going to get a kick out of this episode. So let me show you what we're going to do, and we're going to move in. I am going to show you how to set up a project, get it moved over to your timeline, and then from your timeline, how to basically get ready to start doing a multicam clip. Now, I'm not going to edit the clip. I'm just going to show you how to set everything up so you have some success in Resolve. And this works for basically any type of projects that you're doing in Resolve. And I'm just showing you what I just learned. Let's go. Let's go. Anybody, if you have tips that's different from what I'm doing, make sure you let me know, because I'm learning this on the fly and these people are riding with me. Let's dive in. First thing I want to do before we get started is be sure to turn on Ecamm Live screen share. And so now you guys can see what I see. Okay. And yeah, this is just hilarious. I want to bring up this, and this is just a hard drive that I have on my computer and these some files I want to mess with. This is a folder that has some clips in there. So let's get this guy ready for success. The first thing I want to do is click on here and go IGQ. I got questions, and this is with Jeff. And yeah, that's all I need. I'm going to just put IGQ Jeff. Let me copy that. Okay, we're going to pop in here. And let me slightly embiggen these so you can see what I'm working with. Here's a folder with audio files in it. I'm just going to take off the word source files and just let it say audio. I'm going to throw this away. And then I'm going to click on this guy and make this just say video. I'm going to click on this guy and then do this and then do main. All right. And then I'm going to pop in the video one. Now, all these guys are named untitled. It's just the way it came out. But let me show you something cool. You can actually just select all of these clips, right click, go down to where it says rename, and then I'm going to replace untitled with that and say go. So now I got camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, camera 4 with my prefix properly set up. Same with these guys. I'm going to select them all. I'm going to hit rename. I'm going to take the word untitled and replace it with my prefix. And now I got cam 1, cam 2, cam 3, cam 4, mic 1, mic 2, and they're all properly named with the I got questions and then Jeff's name. Okay. So my project folders are set up. The next thing we want to do is pop into Davinci Resolve. Okay. Hit the DR Sizz, bingo, bango, pickle, mango. Let that thing do that thing. Do that thing, do that thing. All right, so I had this screwed up because I messed up before. So let's do this all over and close this project and make sure that we're good. I'm going to temporarily close this. I want to start with preferences, okay? So in this preferences window, I want to go here and you'll see where it says preferences. It's command comma on the Mac. It's always command comma. What it is in the PC, I have no idea, but there's that. In here, there's a couple things you want to just check out. Make sure you have your media storage set up. In this case, I'm going to leave it alone. But if I wanted to add an additional drive, say to add directly off that drive, I could add the drive here and then say open and then make sure I have direct IO set up. And then those will work. You want a fast cooking drive when you do this. Both my internal and external SSDs are quick. My internal is just quicker. And I actually have space in this particular setup. So I'll remove that. And then I don't really need to mess with any of the rest of these. These are all kind of sort of what's fine with the program for now. We'll get into that later. However, I would like to check memory and GPU. This is all set up properly for my machine. But the next one is go over to user. And I'll say my user UI settings. I like to have it reload the last project and have it optimized layout for if I do vertical video, I'm ready for that. But the key one here is to show the focus indicators, which lets you know sort of which window that you're working in. And then the rest are kind of okay. I don't really need to mess so much, but if I were to go into project and load settings, I talked about this before. I just want to make sure that this is important, that you absolutely check this and have it set up. I have live save turned on. I have project backups turned on and timeline backups turned on. and I have my backup set for every minute, and I do my hourly backups every 2 and then day backups every 2. The one other thing that I would add is to load the timelines when the project is opening. Okay, so I'm going to save that. Now, what I want to do is create a new project. There's a couple ways to do that. Normally, you're going to click down here on this house and go ahead and select a new project here. So let me go ahead and say new project. And we're going to call this that what we said. And then YOUTUBE, YouTube. Let's go. Go ahead and say create. And then before we get started, I want to just show you some timeline settings. So you can get to that by hitting Shift-9. That brings up project settings, rather. You can also click on the little gearbox down here and get to project settings that way. Or you can file menu, scroll down to where you see project settings. Okay, so here's my project settings in this particular situation. This timeline is going to be 1920 by 1080. I'm going to leave square the same. I'm going to leave 24p the same, and that's good to go. The only other thing that I probably really want to check is make sure that I have my proxies. I don't really need it for this particular setup, but we do have a video where I showed you how to do that, and everything else is kind of all gravy here. I don't really need to mess with anything else in here. Just make sure that your timeline reses are set up. So go ahead and say save. Now, this master is showing me that there's nothing inside the media pool. So I want to click on media tab here on the bottom, media page, as they call it. And I can navigate directly to that external hard drive, and I can scroll down and see if I can find that Jeff folder that I have. So one thing I could do is just drag this folder into the media bin. That's what everybody does. The problem is it just broke all of my cool pre-set up sorting, and we don't want that. So I'm going to undo that, and I want you to notice if I drag it down here into the master session where it says master, I drag it right down into this master section. If I turn it loose over here, notice that it kept my sort structure, right? My audio files are in audio, my video files are in video. So instead of just dragging it down to the media pool, you want to drag it into this master bin section and make sure you have it all set up there. That's just what it is. Now I want to go ahead and create a new timeline, right? So let me do Command N. Actually, I might have to go to the cut page to do that. Go here to Command N and create a new timeline. And I'm going to also call this ICQ Jeff, YouTube, and then I'll just put 1 because it's going to be the first cut. Okay. Now, one thing I want you to notice, the way I edit, knowing this is kind of a podcast type situation, I'm going to edit with 2 tracks. It's going to stay 1, but you have this little arrow here. I can slide this up and down and go to town. So I'm going to set it for 2 because that's sort of what I normally work with here. Same with audio tracks. You can just slide it up and down, and I'm going to have it be in stereo. If I wanted to, at this time, adjust the project settings, I could also uncheck here, go in and adjust project settings here. I could go into format, make sure that's all good in the hood, and pretty much be good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and say create. And now my timeline is created. The next couple of things I want to do just to keep things organized, I'm going to go inside this audio folder, select these 3 tracks right here. I'm going to click on them and go to clip color, and I'm going to make my audio tracks be navy blue, right? Then I could delete these if I wish. I'm not going to bother with those for right now. I'm just going to ignore them. Those are just extra from my setup. Same with these 3. I'm going to select these, and you can do the same thing. Go down to clip color. But I think what I'm going to do, I'm not sure. I haven't worked out a main process yet. I'm going to take this camera 1, and I'm going to do colors. I'm going to make it green, right? Let's shoot olive. And then I'm going to make my guest camera, which is Jeff. I'm going to take that guy and set the clip color to orange. And then I'll take me and set the clip color to yellow. All right. And so I can kind of tell if I'm doing extra cuts, which clips are which. This is unused. I'm going to ignore it. I could delete it. For right now, I'm going to just leave it alone. So some of the things that you could do while you're working in this master is like, I could double click on this file and put it up here in the bin. I want to see what I'm working with. Show me what you're working with. So I could come up to the top and click on this 3 little chicles here and say, show audio waveform in the source clip, and that's going to give me audio, which I can see what I'm doing, right? So if I know that this is the intro right about here, I can see what I'm doing. That's not fine enough detail because I'm old and blind. So I'm going to get show audio details zoomed in, and that makes it a little bit tighter, but you can sort of see what you're working with, right? Because now you have a bigger waveform. So understand that you can come in and kind of show both of those. And you could come in, let me show you this, beat it thingy. Click on the same three dots again, come down, and you can see if I had any markers in here. So that's one way you can work with this. I also could come in here and, like mark in and out points and make new clips from those brand new in and out points. But I just wanted to show you that's where you would come to clip operations, and you could create a bin with these selected clips, right? But this bin is already created. So there's a couple of things that you can do to get you organized. So if I didn't have this already in the bin, right? So, okay, I'll make a new bin just to show you what I mean. I can take these two, right click, go to clip operations and say new bin. And this new bin, instead of calling it bin 4, this could be synced cameras, right? So I definitely spelled it wrong, SYNC, and I'll add the ED just so for the people that are pedantic. So I can call that synced cameras. And so here's my regular bin, and here's the synced cameras hiding in here, right? If I wanted to do something of that nature. So I do like that. In this particular case, I'm gonna undo that, right? Leave that alone, because the last thing I wanna show you is come over to the cut page real quick, and we're gonna take these 3 clips, and we're going to click on the top up here. There's this little arrow chasing itself, the Ouroboros. We're going to click on that guy, and it's going to bring up the ability to sync these cameras, right? And because they're already named camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, they're good to go. Now my sync options are sync by time code, sync by audio. Will that get bigger? Right? Or I can do these sort of in and out points. In this particular case, timeline should be good enough. I'm going to click on sync auto. Before I do that, however, I want to show you, you can come in here and do clip attributes and make sure that, the time code is what it is, right? If you don't have it, you could set up a new one. I know these are properly synced because of the way that they were recorded using a Blackmagic ATEM Mini. So I know these are already in a straight thing, but you could do that there. I could also come into audio and delete channels, stereo, mono, things like that, make adjustments, and I could even change the name. So I wanted to show you where you can come in and adjust the clip attributes. So all we're going to do is select these 3. Again, click on the sync clips guy. Timeline should be fine. Time code should be fine. And then I'm just going to press auto sync. It's going to put these clips in use, and I can say save that sync. And now these sync clips have everything in a straight line, right? That is all that we need to do for today. So again, we're showing you how to create a new project. One last thing I forgot to say, it should have been at the very beginning. This is just something that I do before I start cutting because I'm going to get lost otherwise. Is come up into workspace and scroll down to where it says reset UI. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So if I had made this smaller and made this sort of bigger, I can never get this right. And then I'm about to start working. Things just might be out of place. It's going to throw me off, especially as I'm brand new and trying to figure these instructions out. So I go to workspace and say reset UI. And I did come over here to the top where it says keyboard customization. In big in this, where it says keyboard customization. And I did add a shortcut key so that if I click on U and control U, that resets the UI. So I added that key, but I won't get into keyboard customization just yet because I'm still trying to figure out what keyboard customizations I'm going to use as I get better with doing the dang thing. So, my people, that was a quick one, but I really wanted to show you how to set yourself up for success. This is what I learned so far. If you found better ways to set yourself up for success and you want to share it with the family, please do, because your man's is brand new and I'm just learning this right now and sharing it with you while it's fresh in my Malone before it gets lost among the many years of, well, don't snitch on the internet. Anyway, before it gets lost in the melon, I want to come and share it with you guys. And that's what I have for you today. Organize your media. Know that in Finder that you can rename clips and stuff before you even bother. If you organize it before you drag it in, it's good. The main thing is when you're dragging things to the media pool, make sure you put it in that master bin area. It will keep your folder structure. If you drop it straight to the media pool, it breaks everything and you working with a hot mess. Ain't nobody got time for a hot mess. Now, the battery on my Osmo Pocket microphone's fitting to die. The battery inside myself is fixing to die. So I don't know who needs to hear this, but if it was you, holler at your man. Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for following me along on this journey. And one time, big shout out to my man, Dago, for reaching out to me and letting me know that he's enjoying watching my process. He's way ahead of me in this game, but he's watching anyway, making sure I don't say anything stupid. I appreciate your support, family. That's what the LGL family is about, helping each other out, learning as we go, getting 1% better every time. Right about now, the algorithm's going to show you another video.
I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, it's 5 and a horse, I'm ready for war, I'm coming for throats, to turn to a ghost, I need to know everything. Now you be surprised at the info you get is by letting them talk, so I'm letting them talk. Gotta keep quiet, maneuver in silence, then let them in, chalk up their